Tonight, Pope Francis is midway through a three-day trip to Turkey, where he's spending time with leaders of other faiths in search of common religious ground. Alan Pizzi is with the Pope in Istanbul.
In a fitting start to a day that focused on interreligious harmony, Patriarch Bartholomew was on hand when Pope Francis arrived in Istanbul, part of a glacial-pace effort to heal a 1,000-year-old rift between the Orthodox and Catholic churches. The theme continued in the famous Blue Mosque, where the Pope and the Grand Mufti of Istanbul stood side by side for 2 minutes of what the Vatican spokesman called silent adoration. As the Pope toured the 1,500-year-old Santa Sofia, originally a Byzantine church, then a mosque, and now a museum, the Muslim call to prayer wafted over the city. And in another show of unity, Patriarch Bartholomew attended an unusually lively mass celebrated by the Pope in one of Turkey's 5 Catholic cathedrals. The only things resembling crowds that Francis has drawn in a country that is 98% Muslim were a few dozen well-wishers who came to wave, and a small group of protesters he never saw who chanted for Islamic unity. Earlier in his trip, the Pope singled out ISIS as an extremist and fundamentalist group who had subjected entire communities in Syria and Iraq to barbaric violence simply because of their ethnic and religious identity. Turkey is host to more than 1.5 million refugees from the conflict in Syria alone, and the Pope said the world has a moral obligation to help care for them. Whatever else the trip may or may not achieve, Francis has already managed to put moderate Muslims and the Roman Catholic Church in the same camp as opponents of religious extremism. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Istanbul.